Representing Rock the Vote New Zealand. We're a small political group that's what we stand for is we're ideally pro-family, pro-life. We're supportive of the sovereignty of our country, and we're supportive of free speech and democracy. And so my topic today, I'd just like to speak a little bit about free speech. And I thought, wow, what a great opportunity this is. This is the ultimate, I would have thought, form for free speech as a speaker's corner, where you're not censored or at the risk of it being filtered through, say, mainstream media, your message or whatever it is that you want to talk about. So for me, I never really understood the value of free speech until a couple of years ago. And the reason is I've never really needed to worry about it because New Zealand's always been a relatively free country where you could always speak your mind and say whatever you wanted. And I think that really sort of says about the West, where liberty and freedom is so important and freedom of speech underpins democracy. But what really made me start to think about the value of free speech is I heard Liz Gunn say about 2 years ago that in her view what underpins our freedom is free speech. And I thought, gosh, why have I never really thought about this before? So I started to think about it, and I realised the value of free speech to speak our minds freely, just like you were saying before, Joseph, and having this forum here and not being attacked for it. And then also when you realise the value of free speech is when it comes under attack. And as I said earlier, in the West, we've never really had to worry about until the last couple of years, and now it feels that our free speech is very much under threat. Obviously what the previous government was trying to do with bringing hate speech laws, and now with the new coalition government they're getting rid of all hate speech laws apparently, but we must keep an eye on it and make sure that that is absolutely enforced, because that's a line that should never be crossed. And one thing that's put up a big flag for me is when we've heard recently about Christopher Luxon empowering his political foe Jacinda Ardern to not only empower her to continue on with the Christchurch call, but in his words, to take it to the next level. So, and then what's come out just recently through the Free Speech Union is that they've, through an Official Information Act request, it's come out that the Christchurch call is actually changing its directives slightly. It's not about, they're not going to be focusing so much on terrorism or extremism. They're going to be focusing now on hatred towards the transgender community. And this is not right. I mean, we should always have the right to freely speak our mind. Disagreement is not hate. Debate is not hate. As soon as we start to silence each other, then we're in really dangerous times for our country. And so, like I said earlier, it's a line that we should not cross. And what we also, you'll notice, is that the countries, in my view, I was thinking about it this morning, that are the most prosperous are the countries where you have complete freedom of speech, which are the democracies in the West. And Don triggered something off earlier. The country that I would perceive as one of the most prosperous in the world is Switzerland, and that's because they've got such a great democracy there that Don was talking about earlier. So when the people have to say the power is with the people and not so much with the politicians who are just massive power trips, then our democracy is preserved and our freedom of speech is preserved. So that's possibly all that I really want to say on that. But as I said, one other thing is I want to acknowledge the Free Speech Union. I get a lot of their emails, and they're very strong advocates, obviously, for free speech. And I've learned a lot. And I've just read one of their recent articles, and they said when you get the free speech bug, it's very infectious, and it's about educating yourself. So that's what Rock the Vote stands for. And like I said, because if you start to have any hate speech laws, where does it stop? And next thing you'll find that your views are being silenced, or your views are being cancelled, and then what comes with that correspondingly is increasing levels of fear, anger, distrust, and suspicion. And then we're not the country that we once were, the free country. And once we've lost that, it's very hard to get it back. So So I'm now becoming a very strong advocate for free speech. So I thank you all, and I'm prepared to take any questions.
Are there any questions? Thank you, Michael. A great speech.